Shanta is a gold mining company, also involved in development and exploration. We operate in Tanzania. We have 2 projects, one in production, producing around 84,000 ounces of gold per year, and a development project in Singida region of Tanzania. The new Luika mine, which is where we're operating now, has got a very high quality resource, and that is really the major aspect that shines through in terms of what we're doing here today.
We are lucky that we were joined by new management, Mr. Toby Bradbury, and that's when we turned around to become a full functional mine as we are doing now.
My experience in any company is that the success is driven when the people who work for the company know exactly what it is that they are there to achieve. One of the first things we did at Shanta in Tanzania, we actually pulled groups of people together in small groups and asked them what they felt that the company stood for and what they felt it stand for. And essentially pulled together those thoughts through brainstorming and condensed them into a set of values and a vision that reflects the type of company that we want to be.
Values-based leadership is essential to mining. In so much of what we do in the mining industry, we're reliant on the way we relate to people. We need to manage our relationship with the environment. We brought together the community team, environment, health, safety, and asset protection, as well as an add-on with communication into one integrated, functioning group of people, a group of people who were actually engaging with each other on a daily basis, a group of people who understood the symbiosis between each of the different departments and the work that they did.
Shanta is a multinational company. We've got different cultures, we've got a lot of differences to ensure that if you see anybody within the company, represent the company. That's why the values were put there.
So New Luika gold mine was initiated really around the Bohinia Creek resource, which is a very high-grade resource. And then there are a number of satellite deposits that exist within the mining license. Lower grade, but there to support the high-grade core of Bohinia Creek. Bohinia Creek as a resource has been mined out economically from surface.
Things have taken off. The pits came to fruition. They worked properly. We got the grade that we were promised we would get. We got the gold that we were promised we were going to get. And we now have got a lifespan which is a lot higher than what was originally anticipated.
In March of 2015, we actually started a feasibility study to take the mining of the Bohinia Creek deposit underground.
The infrastructure has now been put in place for Shanta to build on this and to be able to produce from the underground operations, for the next 5 to 10 years, with potential to go beyond that as well. We've purchased our own equipment, and we've got the skills and the experience now to be able to develop the underground, both to a very, very high standard without compromising safety.
Very few people in this mining career, they get the opportunity to take the projects from the feasibility study up to production. So I feel privileged also to have this opportunity to work for Shanta and take it through those stages.
So just on our power situation, New Luika is not connected to the national grid, so we stand alone in terms of our power generation.
More power is required to sustain the organization. So we decided to actually put up a new power station rated at 7.5 megawatts, which is going to generate enough power for the process plant as well as all the expansion that we anticipate.
The big advantage with our newer power station is that we'll save something like 25% of our power generation costs. That was the motivation for the hybrid plant.
Because we're in the middle of Tanzania doesn't mean that we have to be closed off from the rest of the world. We can still be cutting edge technology on the processing plant. That's why the plant looks like it does. We're a first world plant, happen to be situated in the middle of Tanzania.
One of the projects I'm very, very proud of and pleased to be involved in is the construction of the new dam.
This dam here, it holds 350,000 cubic meters of water. And we've also designed it so that we can raise the wall to increase the capacity from the 350,000 cubes to 1.7 million cubes simply by raising the height of this wall.
It's been hand-built by more than 100 local people, taking hand-picked rocks from our open-pit mine waste dumps, and we've transported those and hand-placed them with mortar in what's called a mass gravity dam. And it's a tremendous piece of infrastructure, and while it's here to service the mine, over the life of the mine, ultimately it will become part of the regional infrastructure for the new Songwe region that we are now in. So Tanzania really benefits.
Those are some of the most salient points, from a social point of view, which people will look at Shanta, in a positive manner. Yes, apart from the fact that we actually satisfy the needs of our processing and we've got water to drink, but I think it captures the wider community, which I do believe that is a positive thing that Shanta has done.
And then just in terms of tailings placement, we're in the process now of building a new tailings storage facility that will be commissioned in the first quarter of 2017.
So we're actually creating an asset worth many millions of dollars as we reprocess the tailings.
I think what's important with all of these projects is that we've really demonstrated our ability to build things, get them done, and provide the capacity for a mine to operate for the future.
The way we identify the community projects, we're doing it in the right way. You might find some people in other companies, they think on behalf of the communities. But in here, it's done in a participatory manner that the communities will brainstorm what are their priorities. The GMU is having now monthly meetings in each village, whereby we'll discuss the success stories, we'll discuss the sad stories, but also discuss the way forward.
The biggest project which we think will touch everyone is a farming project.
Food security issues in the Nchunya region were of particular concern. In the 6-month rainy season, people were only utilizing 3 months of the rainy season for producing food, because the first 3 months of the rainy season they were trying to actually gain strength from crops, feed their cattle, because they hadn't any system to save food in the dry season. What we've done is we've introduced farming practices where people understand how to cultivate not only subsistence crop for themselves and animals, but also commercial crops so that they are earning money throughout the year.
When we design our mine and operate our mine, we need to be cognizant of the fact that we need to protect the environment and be aware of the impact that we're having on the community. What is really important is at the end of the life of the mine is that the environment has been protected. It's actually about using the mining activity as a catalyst to attract other economic activity into that area so that the districts become more self-sustaining and less reliant on the contribution of a mine, which by its very nature can only be there for an interim period.
Being in the front line and seeing what Shanta is doing in the projects, the programs, I'm very proud. The programs that to develop individuals in the community to be self-reliant and not to look at the mine. That's the best thing ever.
Shanta is different. They do value the community for their sustainability, to sustain the mine. So that is a big difference. And the community also, they are looking at Shanta as it is their mine because their kids are working there. 50% of asset protection is coming from these 5 villages. So they see this mine like it's their mine. So they protect it.
Since I joined the company, it's really been one project after another. And we still have other projects here that we're actively considering at the moment. And we're now looking at Singida mine, our other mine in the center of Tanzania.
It's a high-grade resource, similar to New Luika. Different geology, but metallurgy is good. And we're putting a plan together to see what we can do with that project.
Prospecting has already been done. It has indicated that they have got considerable reserves, although we need to firm on them to be able to produce the reserve that's bankable through the feasibility study. With that, when the license were issued, so was the environmental certificate. Because now, although we have got the authorized and registered resettlement plan, we need to compensate the people and release them properly.
Mine like this in Tanzania is a blessing. First of all, mine as it is, it's a very big project. There's multiple projects going on, and each project employs like a lot of people. They also contributed to elevating the level of knowledge of people of this country. So just one company makes a huge difference in a country like ours.
We've got a very good understanding of what it takes to be successful in this business. We understand the risks, and we put together a plan to identify those and to mitigate them. And when you do that, when you're dealing with nature, which is what we are, that gives us the best chance to actually be capable of adapting to them when they happen. Not if, when. And we're in a very good space as far as that's concerned.